I mean, do some of y'all women even want a good relationship? I'm just asking.
Oh, Mr. Tyrone. I just gotta get freaky for you because you love the hoes.
I don't care if they don't like me. I came here to stunt. Yeah. I don't care if they don't.
What's good, everybody? If you're a first time viewer of my content or this video, make sure you like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're gonna get right into it. Miss Jess Lee Wong, this is what she looks like with her little fine self. But what she says in this, and mind you, somebody sent me this in my Instagram DMs, and they were like, yo, check this out, because you know her story's about to be up or whatever the case is. And on her story, she had a survey. She was asking her audience, you know, in a relationship, does one person love the other person more in a relationship, or do they love each other the same way? More people said yes than no, right? And what was going on in this situation is that, you know, she was asking, is it possible for two people to love each other, you know, the same? And the men were saying yes, and the women were saying no. We're going to watch this story, and we're going to have our own little personal analyst, okay? Let's get into it.
So when I'm looking at the results of this survey, I noticed that the women are saying no and men are saying yes. And why would that be? I believe that women have higher emotional intelligence. I'm just saying this as a fact. We do more inner work, we get more therapy, we have more friends to confide in. We just are a little bit more spiritual, intuitive, and just have more information on relationships and what have you. We even talk about it more. So I'm not coming for you guys when I say this, but it's the truth. Women have a more realistic and honest understanding of what a relationship entails. The funny thing about this is that people like to say women live in a fairy tale when it comes to relationships, but the data proves that men perhaps are living in a fairy tale if they believe that two people are going to be loving each other equally. Even if it's a 49-51% split, it's not equal. Let's start there. And secondly, it's not sad or a bad thing when it's not equal. I think it's just life. You know, points in life where you may love your partner more, they may love you more, or, you know, maybe they love you in certain ways that your partner loves you, has your back more, and you have them in other ways. But to say that it needs to be equal, sir, that's just not going to happen. And a lot of times in the relationship, people know who loves who more or when it's fluctuating, and also nothing wrong with that. Oh, and another thing, I knew you guys were going to react like this because I spoke a long time ago about how, you know, women will tell each other to date a man who loves them more than, and I say, yeah, that's how you should do it. Like, yes. And I have a whole theory and ideologies about why women need to be with a partner who loves them more, but y'all not ready for that conversation because y'all gonna be in your feelings, crying, boo-hoo,
Sure you do,
tears.
miss.
I ain't.
On social media like this, I'm sure you do. Now, I can't show most videos or pictures on her Instagram because I don't want to get demonetized on the tube, but you can check her out on Instagram and you can come to your own particular conclusion. Of course, somebody like this wants a man who is up her ass. She wants a man kissing her feet, praising the ground that she so suddenly walks on. And yet she has come to a conclusion that women typically are more emotionally intelligent than men. Now, before we get into this, a black therapist, a black man at that, licensed, actually went over this. And I ran across this video yesterday. Let's take a look at it.
Woo! Somebody finally said it, man. Ladies, I'm finna piss a lot of y'all off. Ladies, because some of y'all have internalized toxic masculinity, you all believe that inherently your emotional intelligence is superior to that of men's. Now, mind you, I did not say more advanced. I said superior, right? Superior implies that it does not matter how much that person learns or how better that person gets at what it is that they're attempting to explain. You believe that how it is that you deal with your emotions or how it is that you identify and process emotions is better than how it is that he does it. Also, a lot of you all believe that you're emotionally intelligent when the reality of the situation is you're looking for emotional validation. What that means is that you all view emotional engagements as transactional the same way men view physical engagements as transactional. A lot of y'all only support and validate that man's emotions because you believe that he's going to do the same for you in return every time, even if you're wrong. So much so that when it doesn't happen, y'all end up invalidating and minimizing their feelings.
See, a lot of women think that because they're more in tune with their emotions, that they're somehow more emotionally intelligent. No. I have met so many emotional women in my life, and they think because they express their emotions more, or that they're more emotional, or they cry about almost everything, that they're more emotionally intelligent than men. But men, we were wired, we were programmed, we were born to be problem solvers, right? But some of us, we think so critically and logically that we dismiss our emotions. That's not emotional intelligence either. Emotional intelligence is where you not only acknowledge your emotions, but you're willing to know how to direct your emotions the right way, in the proper way, in the functional way. And on top of that, you're able to function your emotions in a way that is not outlandish to other people. If somebody does you wrong, you're not going to raise your voice at them. You're not going to, attack them and shame them with all these ad hominems and just calling them out their name and stuff like that, trying to find phrases and things that they have said to you and use them against them. That's not emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is where you can acknowledge somebody's situation or a certain issue or an issue that you have with whatever's going on. You're able to express it a proper and a mature way, and you're able to give a solution at the very end of whatever predicament or situation that you're talking about. And women are not coming at y'all, but generally some women that you come across, and there's a good amount of them, and I've heard women in my circle tell me this as well. Some women just don't like to be around other women because their emotions. Some women that I have personally told me that they just cannot be around women for too long because one woman's going to talk about another woman. One woman's going to get out of pocket. Some of the stuff that I've heard, some of the stories I've heard between women is just ridiculous. Some women, they feel more balanced with their emotions by just having more male friends than female friends because they know female nature. And I don't use that in the term of something negative, because female nature is something that we should all, us as men, want to be around, but women were programmed and women were born to be emotional beings. But a lot of women have never been taught how to deal with their emotions the proper and functional way. See, us men, we've been taught that, women are emotional beings and they're just going to be this way. And so a lot of men were taught to tolerate certain behaviors from women that are toxic. We're taught to deal with women when they call us out of our names. We're taught to deal with women when they want to push our buttons. And, we've been programmed to lash out. We've been programmed to try and correct her and try and match her energy instead of us tapping into our divine feminine and setting down the boundary, putting that line. And if she crossed that line, you don't put your foot down. You don't bring consequences to the situation because she knows that she can get away with certain stuff. She can call you out your name. She can do certain things to trigger you. And she knows that you're going to be triggered. You're going to be mad for a little bit. And then you're going to go about your day. And then y'all going to make up. You have never, you never created a line for her to step over. You never created a boundary that she can step over. And because of that, she can manipulate you. She can use you to her advantage. And that's why Jess Lee likes men who love her more than she loves them, because she's able to control them. I've noticed with men, when we love a woman a little too much, our judgment gets clouded. I've been there many times. Our judgment gets clouded and we're not able to decipher or discern certain things. When she comes at us a certain type of way, we might lash out. We might go our own way, have our little space. and we start thinking, our emotions get to us, and you know what? Maybe she was right. Maybe I'm doing a little too much. And there's a pattern that continues over and over and over again, where she'll say something, she'll do something, she'll act out a certain type of way. And because you never created that boundary, she continues to keep doing it because she knows she can get away with it. Some things are just too far to repair, and you just have to end off the relationship, because subconsciously she's just never going to respect you, because you've never shown that pattern, or you've never shown that behavior of standing on what you say and putting your foot down when it needs to be put down. Be highly aware of women that say this to women, on trying to find men who like them more than the woman that likes them. Personally, the reason why men say that women, when it concerns a relationship, that we're supposed to love each other equally, is because that's how things are supposed to be. One person isn't supposed to love the other person more. It's supposed to be 50-50. And when you have somebody who loves the person more than the other person, there's an unbalance. And it's going to get to a point where the person who's putting in more work into the relationship feels like they're not being valued as much, because they're putting in more work than the other person. And that's never how it should be. Now, typically, because women are more emotional, I would think that women are more in tune to be, or they're more likely to be loving or be more attracted to the man than the man to the woman. But I've seen both ends of the stick. I can't say women are going to be more likely to like a man more than I can't make these type of claims. I've seen it on both ends. So what I can say, is that when it concerns us as men, the reason why we, a lot of us are emotionally intelligent, despite what the media tries to portray to us, despite social media, tries to tell us that we need to be more emotionally expressive. When you see on social media that men need to express their emotions, typically they're not telling you to tell the world about how you feel. They want to emasculate you. See, men have always been able to express their emotions. I've seen this. It just so happens that nobody really gives a damn. But we just express it in a different way than a woman. And the reason why some men are closed out when it concerns relationships with women is because women don't know how to take the truth. They don't know how to, conceive reality straight on. They have to sit there for a moment. However long. A few days, a week, maybe. I've seen this. You ever have a conversation with a woman, and it's a back and forth conversation between y'all. You're saying one thing and she just flips it. Not only does she flip it, she throw it off the table, she smash it, and then create her own little puzzle with it. You tell her you just need some space.
Oh, you got another side chick on the side. Oh, you don't want to be with me no.
Ain't nobody said any of that. You tell her that I'm not going to be able to hang out with you on this particular occasion because I got something else going on.
Oh, you don't care about me. You don't want to spend time with me.
Those type of conversations you need to avoid, and those type of women you need to avoid at all costs, because that's just ridiculous. If she can't value or appreciate or consider, or be considerate of your time and your priorities as a man, she gotta go. If she wants you to put her first in your life before anything else, family, money, your occupation, hobbies, she wants her. She wants you to put her first in your life. She gotta go. And no disrespect to Miss Jessie Lee, but I feel like she's one of those type of women. I feel like because she gets so much male validation on social media because of how she looks and how she's dressed and how her body type, that because she gets all this male attention, that she benefits from men liking her more. So of course she's going to tell other women to go after men who love them more. Of course she's going to tell women to go after men that love them more. She's telling them to go after simps. A real man is not going to simp or engage more effort into a relationship than a woman. On the flip side of this, she talks about how women are more emotionally intelligent. If that was the case, how come some women can't express their emotions the right way? How come a good amount of these women can't learn how to evaluate their emotions the right way? How come they can't express themselves when it concerns their emotions the right way? How come you see on social media these women, they having certain relationship problems, they want to point at race.
I can't trust black men. Why these black men ain't no good?
They can't even express themselves the right way emotionally. When it concerns relationship issues and they're going back and forth with their man, why they got a low blow? Why can't they come to a point where they can agree to disagree, or they can try and compromise? Why can't she get to that point? Why does she feel like that she has to always be right, even when she's wrong? Why does she, pull away from a man when he's in the right, and then make him feel so bad that he'll come back around and he'll apologize for her being wrong and for him being right? I've seen it. I've been through it. You have a lot of women out here who want to be put on a pedestal, and yet you claim you're emotionally intelligent. You can't take accountability, but yet you're emotionally intelligent. You know how many women out here can't take accountability? They hate the word accountability. They don't even want to use it in a sentence. They don't even want to hear the word accountability. And yet some of these women claim they're more emotionally intelligent than men. It's ridiculous. It is what it is.